It's loading. Okay. So what are we doing here? Are we hosting a collage making session? Or is that just for added effect? I swear we're doing news and interviews. What about those online exhibitions and galleries too? We are. Welcome to the Culture Club. I'm your host, Kimberly, and we're here to have a chat. So, you know what to do. Shall we get into it? Go on then. Hello, hi, Pauli. Hello, welcome to the artist interview. It's really nice to have you here today. Thanks for joining us.
Okay.
Thank you. So we've known each other for quite a while actually, because we met bloody hell like 2014 or something. It was years and years ago, before Monty's even had a revamp of the back room and everything like that. Yeah. So it's really nice that we've finally kind of maybe come together during this lockdown period, and we can find out what you're up to. And for those who don't know you, they can find out all about you. So yeah, okay. So let's start. Let's find out who you are. Tell us your name and what you do.
I'm Paul Bates, and I'm an artist.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be an artist at the moment. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But you've been doing this for quite a long time.
Well,
I don't think trying is suitable anymore, to be honest with you, Paulie.
yeah. So in 2006, I put together Hmmmbates, and since then, I've just been. But at the time, I had a normal everyday job, and so I had that till last year, truthfully. So I was always trying to put the artwork around the job, and now I can actually. Well, lockdowns worked out perfect for me, truthfully, because I can now just dedicate all my time to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of. Yeah.
That's really cool. But I mean, so with the Bates,
Yeah.
that's your brand. Do people call you Bates? Do people call you Paulie? How does that
But
go?
there's what's it called? There's a graffiti artist called Bates, so I tried my best to steer away from that. But Bates is my name, so it was when we was younger, me and my ex flatmate, we went to Glastonbury, and then I fell over in mud, and then he was joking that I was a hell of a mud monster masher,
All
and then
right.
that turned into and then it was Hmmmbates.
Yeah. Wow.
It was years and years later. I don't know why that stuck with me. It was just a little joke that we
That's
had,
great though.
and then yeah, and then once I realised how big like the Mighty Bates is, I think
Yeah.
I was definitely not going to go the Bates route, because the
Yeah.
first
Sure.
stuff I did was just Bates, but I've had to steer away from that. So it's more him, but everyone really knows me as Paulie. So like
Yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah. No,
Paulie
it's
artist.
nice though. Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, because I've seen you develop your brand over the years, and with the typography of your
Yeah,
Bates brand as well. But
yeah.
before we get into that, let's find out really kind of how you started back in, what did you say, 2006 or?
2006. Yeah, so I had an accident when I was younger, and I had to kind of relearn how to draw. I was knocked off my bike when I was younger,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
my skull and stuff, and
Yeah.
and I kind of always joked that I wasn't hurt enough to be a good artist, and that was the catalyst. And so 3 years after that, I started designing t-shirts,
Oh,
and
wow. Yeah.
and it all kind of went from there. It didn't really stop. It was every spare moment I could get, I was creating something, and it might not have been good, but at least I was creating.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it's just I kind of I don't really have a set rule of where I think I'm gonna be. So
Yeah,
I try a lot of like I try everything, and yeah,
yeah,
and so that's yeah. From those first T-shirts, it was the sketchbooks because I saw
yeah,
people with sketchbooks, and then I'd set my time to get a range of good, like nicely drawn sketchbooks, and then went onto the street and with friends, like meeting friends and
yeah,
going and doing spray painting and enjoyed and loved that. And then yeah, now it's just I always wanted to do portraits, so that's where I've kind of gone to. But there's been a lot in between that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, that there has. Yeah, there's been a few, I would say, pivotal strands that you or feathers that you picked up along the way
yeah,
and popped in your hat as well because
yeah,
I mean, you've definitely, um, from my perspective, you're an all-round artist. I mean, I know that um, it's more street art and things like that, but it's very contemporary, with your portraits and stuff. I would say like the line work on them is brilliant, and I've seen some of that stuff develop. I mean, you do very intricate um tattoos on of the people who have that you're drawing, and I'm looking and I'm thinking, wow, that's so intricate. Have you gone in there with like a, a microscope?
I've had to, like I I've never set my sight to do like real like so it looks real. So I had to kind of I was influenced by like comic books and stuff. So and
Yeah.
they all had the thick outer lines and the
Mhm.
thin inner lines, and
Mhm.
so it's just it's gone from there. Like that, yeah. I like I quite like the clutteredness of people, like figures and stuff. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I'd prefer drawing someone that's pulling a face than someone that's just posed for a picture kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah. The
yeah,
characters. I've always found that the expressions on your chosen characters or people are
yeah,
really what draws me in. With your pin badges and
yeah,
definitely like the expressions on the animals as well. They're
yeah.
great. I really really like them. So anyway, so I mean, we can find out more about where to find all your pin badges and your t-shirts and stuff
Hmm.
in a bit. But do you how have you showcased your work most recently, despite, you know, the lockdown stuff?
Yeah.
Where have you been
So,
showcasing and stuff?
well, it's all online really.
Yeah.
Like I've had a couple of projects like the Knuckle Dusts. So that's like that's a movie. So I did the beginning titles of that. So
Tell us
that's
about that. What's that? What's all that about?
so a friend from years ago, 5 years ago, got in touch with me and another artist called Carlos Burgos, and yeah, gave us this kind of idea that he was working on, and asked if we wanted to be part of it. And then, literally, like 5 years later, he got back in touch and was like, "I need the work done," and so we did it. And then, yeah, and that came out like 2 months ago, so it's on like Netflix and stuff, and yeah, it was
Oh,
very
awesome.
exciting. And it was like the
Yeah.
first month of lockdown, so
Oh
like the
wow.
original lockdown. So yeah, it was
Oh, that's fab.
yeah, so
Yeah,
got us got us motivated and yeah, so yeah,
definitely.
that was
Definitely. And you've been doing the zines, right? You didn't start them during lockdown, am I right? Did you
no
start them
no
last year?
yeah. So it was it last year or the year before? So it was me and Carlos decided to do a little zine,
Yeah.
see where it went, and then we did. I think it was free, and then we introduced another artist into it, and then just kept going, and then there was four artists, and then it kind of fell apart. Unfortunately,
Oh no.
yeah, it was just the workload because we all had our own things going on.
Yeah.
It was yeah, it was quite a lot of work to put towards this,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, like I don't know we it wasn't received as well as it could have been. They don't like
Mm,
we've still got loads left. So yeah. But
yeah.
from the back of that, it's I've always wanted to do zines or just I've wanted to do something and get something out. Like I like
Mm,
products. I like
yeah.
the like something in your hand. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I then turned it to the zines because I
Yeah.
just put in front of everything now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
and
nice.
yeah, they're quite good. They're like
Yeah.
the last one was the Ellie like so. Winter Rose is a little
Mm,
idea behind it's a little idea for a comic that I had when my daughter was born. And
yeah.
so I started doing these drawings, and I stupidly was like, "Oh, give me 5 years, and I'll have a comic." And then yeah, so I recently released the I failed on making a comic book zine because I haven't had time. Like, yeah, I assumed that it would be quite easy having a child and keep on working, but
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for the
yeah,
tip. I'll bear that in mind when
yeah,
it's my turn. Yeah. But no, it's really good. I think it's brilliant. I'm not sure if it's the right one, but on your Instagram you posted a picture that Ellie had coloured in the front of one of the zines. Is that the
yeah,
one you're talking about?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Especially-
So the cover, so the people watching know, but the cover was just a plain black and white,
Yeah,
with a was it Ellie on the front, and it was a
yeah.
silhouette of her, and then you came down in the morning and you'd seen that she had literally
She,
coloured herself in,
yeah, she
and
had
then
one
you,
of the copies.
yeah, but that was great. I thought that's really nice, and I think it's I just think it's brilliant. I think that kind of thing as well. I got the impression that you can also invite the reader to kind of join in your work and also,
Yeah,
color it in, which is a big thing,
yeah,
for mindfulness and all that kind of stuff nowadays.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. So you've obviously got experience doing all the graffiti and stuff. And I know you from Brick Lane. So I mean, have you been out? Have you been doing any kind of spray ups and
I,
stuff? Where can we find any of your stuff?
oh gosh, I don't know if any of it's still there. It was
Has it
quite
been
hard.
covered over? Have you had?
Yeah, most probably it's all
Yeah.
God. Truthfully, at the beginning of lockdown, we moved. So we moved to
Oh,
Rochester. So we're not in London anymore.
have you?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
so hold on. Can I just ask? So the house with the cat tunnel that you made, is that no longer?
no, that's our new house.
Oh, that's the new house.
But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so so what was it? 3 months before the first lockdown, we
Yeah.
moved to Rochester, and then we spent 3 months getting it all ready and all nice, and then lockdown. So like yeah, I spent all that time
Wow.
changing the house to what we wanted and
Yeah.
thinking that the moment this is finished, I'll be getting a job, and then yeah,
Wow.
like a year later
Oh my
was
word.
in
Yeah.
here. So yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
truthfully, I haven't really been
Mm.
back to London since then.
Yeah, fair enough. So maybe, I mean, have you picked up any any new information or links about the network in Rochester or?
I haven't really. I've been um when I first got. Truthfully, lockdown kind of put a put a stop to it all straight
Yeah,
away
yeah,
because I was focusing on getting the house ready. It
yeah.
was then I had all these ideas of then I was going to stroll into town and be like, oh look at me. Uh, yeah, but I haven't been into town. It's like yeah, and when I did go in, there was no one around, and the comic the,
Yeah.
like, the shop was shut.
Yeah,
So
it's really funny. So
yeah,
I'm laughing hysterically because I was sorting out some of my art stuff the other day, and I found these small little images that I wanted to paste up, but in London, and I didn't get a chance to do them. So I have them here, and I thought exactly the same thing. I was like, oh, I'm going to go into town, and I'm going to start pasting up.
yeah,
Yeah, I haven't managed to do it yet, and I just there's no one around to bloody even see them, so I don't
yeah,
know. I don't know why. But no, it's funny. I think it's interesting to if you're not in London to think about, you know, being in a public space and being like a street artist and things like that, how to have your work seen. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's been a little bit of a thing for me, to kind of like readjust or to contemplate in my own head.
Yeah.
Um, because there's not a lot. I live in Basildon, and there's not a lot round here. I mean, I can see a couple of different tags and things like that, but there's no major, major pieces or anything like that. Not even stickers. So, if you want some stickers over here, let me know. There's loads of empty walls and everything. So yeah, we'll have to get something sorted soon. But anyways, I mean, you have had loads of stuff up before in London, and you have had you've been part of a few shows as well.
Yeah.
You've got some stuff, I think. Have you got some long-standing permanent work at Monty's? Am I right?
I believe, unless it's been put down. Yeah, there's stuff at Monty's.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
don't
everyone's got stuff
know.
at Monty's. There's
Yeah,
always something there, and if it's not out, it's probably like behind the bar or down in the
yeah,
downstairs room or something like that. Yeah.
yeah,
But no, it's good. It's it'll be really nice to kind of see what happens when people start kind of going out, or
yeah,
what happens with your new ventures in Rochester and stuff. So obviously we'll have to come back for you and get an update at a later
yeah,
point and find out what's going on for that. But I mean, obviously you've been creating while you've been in lockdown, and I know because I follow you on Instagram, you've got loads of stuff going on,
yeah.
and you've just launched the skateboards.
Yeah, so the art,
You
do you
don't
want
know.
that one?
I don't know where they are. Are they behind you? I wasn't too sure if they were behind you. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
These are great. These are fab. Look at these. Yeah, this is
yeah,
Ellie. Yeah, let's
that's
introduce Ellie. Ellie's also an artist. Yeah.
yeah,
She is.
that's
Yeah.
her first show at the age of 2.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
Didn't she?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
That was great.
brilliant. So tell us about this project. How did it come about?
This one, the
Yeah.
skateboard, I've loved skateboard. I I pick up on little things that I want to do, and
Yeah.
then I'll try my best to get that done. So it was years ago. Me and my flatmate was like, I want to be able to skate. So then we brought skateboards, and then for months learned how to ollie. Just standing still, learned how to ollie.
Yeah.
Literally, the moment we did it, we kind of stopped doing it because we hit our goal. But, at that time, I was like, I want to design skateboards and stuff. I want to do
Yeah.
this and want to do that. And it was, when was it? Um, New Year's Eve, I
Yeah.
was I was mucking about with some images, and I
Yeah.
thought, I wonder what they'd look like on skateboards. And then I put that. I just
Oh,
got a PNG and then tried to see how it would look, and
brilliant.
then shared them. Someone asked if I do skateboards, and then
Wow.
that was kind of it. And then yeah, three
That
weeks
is so
later,
good. That is so
uh,
good. I know
uh,
you've got some stuff on your Instagram. Um,
yes,
and obviously on your Instagram, you've got the link to all of your website and everything, don't
yes,
you?
yeah,
Yeah. So just remind me what your Instagram is called.
Hmmmbates,
It is
uh,
Hmmmbates, because I didn't want to get it
yeah,
wrong, so I wasn't too sure. But no, that's excellent. I think it's really good. I think it definitely ties into what you said in the beginning about wanting to try your hand at everything. You've had this idea from years ago. It stuck with you. Your journey as an artist has grown and grown and grown. Over
yeah.
the last decade or so. So it's great that you're coming full circle on all of your ideas. I think it's inspiring for me, and I hope other people will find a lot of motivation in it too. I think, yeah, no, it's really encouraging because you can see people, who have really brought their ideas to fruition. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And you can see how normalized it is for an idea to stick with you for years and years, and it's okay because at some point, it will become something. Or, like you gave the example with the comic book, you
Yeah,
didn't get to doing the comic book, but you made it, you adapted the idea and you made it into a zine about failing to do the comic book. Which
yeah.
is great in itself. And I just think it's really, really great. And I kind of just like, I'd love to know kind of maybe more about, when you're in this kind of creative mode yourself as an artist.
Yeah.
How do you, I mean, obviously your timings have been changed and stuff because of work and parenting and
Yeah.
lockdown and everything. But do you find that, once you're in the zone, you're in the zone? What kind of happens to you as an artist doing your?
Um, I am. Is this? Oh no, no. Sorry,
Yeah.
you've gone all glitchy.
Have I
Sorry.
gone glitchy?
Yeah,
No,
just
that's
for a
okay.
split second then. Um, how I am as how I go.
How are you as, like an artist, like, keeping your, I don't know, keeping yourself on track with projects or creative
Oh,
stuff?
I keep going.
Yeah.
I don't really like if outside of the schooling at the moment. Literally, I wake up early and I draw, and I go into my little zone until Ellie wakes up, and then I have to get out of that and then
Mhm.
do all the parenting stuff, and then any moment I can grab in the day,
Mhm.
I'll be drawing, and then
Yeah.
once she goes to bed, that I'll be drawing again
Yeah.
right until the very last moment, and then I sleep, and then I do it again.
Amazing.
And so,
Amazing.
yeah, I, I I would like an area to do work where
Yeah.
I've over the years I've found that
Mm.
wherever I am is where I am comfortable doing work. So I
Mm.
used to like draw on buses and stuff, and like in my little sketchbook, and that helped a
Yeah.
lot to just sit down and zone out and draw. And so now it's just the same really. It's
Mm. Do
unfortunately
you think that's an interesting point that you made about, being able to work anywhere? So, do you think that perhaps some artists put too much pressure on themselves to have a space or a studio?
absolutely yes.
Yeah,
Yes, I do.
yeah,
Like the big canvases that I've done in the past, I've done it in my front room because I can't like I've
yeah,
never had the access to big areas,
yeah, yeah,
and truthfully, because I know it might sound silly, but I create wherever I am, so
yeah,
it's not the fact of I need a space or a hub kind of thing.
yeah.
I'll I'll be working constantly. Like I
Mhm.
can't. I think it's more I can't switch off. So
Right.
so
Yeah.
leaving an area and thinking, okay, I'm not going to do art now, to then come back into that area.
Yeah.
Like I don't switch off enough to be able to even like I wouldn't leave that place. That place would turn into my home, and
Yeah.
then I'd live in that room that I
Yeah.
can create art in.
Which is great. I definitely think, you've you've touched on so many interesting points there, because I've done the same thing. I've done, um painting in the middle of my living room, and I've, put plastic thing down, and I've got, and, used everything. And to be honest, like, I mean, I've got paint on the floor and I wasn't even bothered, because, I just thought to myself, oh well, I've got the work done, great, I was comfortable doing it, fab, and
Yeah.
I saw it as progress. And you're absolutely right with having an external space and then making that a home, because I think it is, connected to not being able to switch off. Because I find that sometimes when your brain is so active and you're working constantly or thinking about ideas, current ones or future ones, you're
Yeah.
inspired and influenced by so much, all of the different kind of stimuli around you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you can't, and And I feel like there's so much angst on, maybe just, I don't know, seeing an advert and seeing, like, I don't know, hearing the music from an advert, and then that gives you an idea. And you
Yeah,
know where are you supposed to go with all these things, so
yeah,
it's better to be in a comfortable space than to be in a, than to have to travel with all those ideas that you've just collected in your
yeah,
comfortable space to an external space, and then there's so much pressure just on that.
yeah,
Yeah. But so I wanted to kind of find out about some of your things, your other things that help you to kind of, zone out and be comfortable when you're doing all of your work. So, what kind of music do you like listening to? What have you been up to,
yeah.
kind of?
Music. I would love to be able to say that I have all these bands that I listen to, and I'm I listen to music a lot, but truthfully, I don't really. It's more I need a murmur in the background,
Do
so it's
you?
or something. Just that kind of like silence is so loud, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
That like yeah, it helps me to. I used to sit in the office, like I had an office in my old house, and so I'd sit there with like the TV on and then like YouTube on, and then be working and not paying attention to everything, but it's all going on.
Yeah.
That kind of the busy noise in the background is a help for me.
That's
So
great.
yeah, and I find that if I listen to music, I sing, and then I get stuck in singing, and
Yeah.
and that takes me away from what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've done exactly the same thing, and I've had to learn to play music that I don't know when I
Uh,
want to listen to music, because
yeah,
I can't know it well enough after hearing it once to be able to sing along to it. So
yeah.
that saves me. But so in terms of some of your recent inspiration, you mentioned working with Carlos and stuff. So, and the
Yeah.
animation. Has there been any other kind of animations or films or anything that you've been inspired by, or?
Mm, I don't like. I watch cartoons a lot, so it's
What do
like
you watch? What
like
do you like watching?
um, we've really got into Clarence. This little show called Clarence. It's really
Clarence.
quite
Why does
weird.
this ring a bell?
It's on everything we watch is on Netflix at the
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and like Gumball.
Oh, I
It's
love Gumball.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm doing some work at the moment, and I've taken straight off ripped like inspiration from that with the backgrounds, because I always loved the idea of a real background
Oh, sorry.
characters and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't yeah that's the weirder the imagery. So like oh god, Gravity Falls,
Oh, yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm yeah, but taking inspiration from I'd say yeah, so Gravity Falls at the moment, and
That's
Clarence.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
really
but
awesome.
truthfully it's all the same as what I kind of draw, so it's the thick outer lines. I
Mhm.
think I kind of I, I've been doing it long enough for me to see the world in that way, so watching cartoons it's just a yeah,
Yeah.
it's a nice
Yeah.
yeah way to see it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And are you inspired by you know other creatives? Is there anyone that you would say that has been an inspiration to you recently?
There's far too many to say one.
Of
Like
course, yeah.
I don't really like the way my head works is like I know this is going to sound pretty weird, but I'll see someone that I like, some
Yeah.
like artwork that I like, and
Uh-huh.
then in the back of my head I'm like I want to be able to do that. So then
Yeah,
I, d-
yeah.
I don't stick with I might have a style, but I'm constantly changing and tweaking it from seeing other people's work.
Yeah.
So everyone that I've seen over the last like 20 years has influenced where I've got to. So,
Absolutely.
but there's, yeah, like at the moment, there's no one that's jumping out because
Uh-huh.
there's so many.
Yeah, of
Like,
course.
yeah,
Yeah. When
yeah,
you were first starting,
yeah,
maybe it might be interesting to find this out, but when you were first starting, way back when,
yeah.
how who inspired you then? Can you
Oh
remember?
God, I can't really remember. I think it was more. It was. I used to watch like and what's it called? Like manga and Akira on loop,
Yeah.
like just
Oh
over.
wow. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so it was, and I was really into horror. So it was like, I, yeah, that that was kind of the basis of where it started. There was no real. I've always been a comic book fan, so it
Yeah.
more the artwork of like Spider-Man and like
Yeah.
things like that that influenced me at the beginning. It wasn't till like 10 years later that I started drawing faces, and that was
Right.
Simon Bird from what's he in Betweeners. I
Yeah.
drew him randomly,
Oh
looked
yeah.
exactly like him, and I was like, oh my god, I've got to start doing like
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
got
yeah,
to
yeah.
learn how to do this.
That's
So yeah,
fab.
yeah,
Oh, that's really, really cool. I think that's so, so awesome. And it just, it really shows how our experiences as artists and creatives, all of the different um, motions in our lives, how they can inspire us and how we can kind of take them forward. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? It's just really, really nice to see that. Um, but you've got so much content, and you've got so much that you've done in in your journey, and I think it's brilliant, and I'm really happy to have seen it, and I'm really happy as well to be sharing it, for you to be sharing it, for it to
yeah,
go anywhere and everywhere right now. So obviously I want people to kind of find out where they can find you.
yeah.
Where do you want them to go? Do you want them to go straight to the website? Where do you want them to go?
So truthfully, if you put Hmmmbates into
Yeah.
Google, you'll find that it's all there. Like it's what is it, hmbates.co.uk? Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
that's,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that will take you to my big cartel. I think it's linked to,
Yeah.
and then yeah, and every
And
well,
on there, am I right in thinking you've got your prints, you've got the skateboard, you've got all of the other stuff? Tell us more about the stuff, because I know I'm.
so there's enamel pins. So
Yeah.
I saw the enamel pins. You had to limit line, and I was intrigued about that. So to design an enamel pin, you need a thick line around it for the colours. So then that's the only reason that I got enamel pins done, to learn how to do it. And
Yeah.
so yeah, so we've got the enamel pins, and then got new acrylic pins that have just come in, and then there's loads of prints. Sorry,
Mhm.
I've introduced posters as well that are cheaper. I can't really. I did a little move around the other day, so I'm not too
Yeah.
sure what. I've introduced sponsorship packs.
This is what I
But
wanted to ask you
yeah,
about. Can you tell the viewers what a sponsorship pack by yours truly?
so
Yeah.
the sponsorship packages. I know that it sounds like a ongoing like sponsorship, but it is. It's literally. I don't like asking for money for nothing kind of thing. So
Mhm.
I've put these together as little ways to buy commissions, really. Like,
Yeah.
so they're so the £10 pack comes with a bundle of stuff, and then the £20 pack comes with, yeah, they all come with like from £20 to the 100. It's 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 a commission, really. So
Yeah.
you get
Yeah. So
to
it's
me for,
different commission-sized packages.
yes,
Yeah. And
which
you
are a
get
lot
you get a bunch
cheaper.
of stuff. So you get like a mini print, don't you? You get some stickers.
Yeah,
You get like a lovely little
yeah,
motivational card about
yeah,
staying awesome.
yeah. And that, yeah.
Yeah.
And the £10 pack is, I think I'm losing money on them, truthfully, because I've got so much stuff in them. That, and there's a pin in there as well.
Oh,
So
is
that,
there a pin? Nice.
yeah,
Nice. Yeah.
and so, and then I've got to add posting on. But so yeah, I'm getting like £2 for a £10 pack, but
Okay,
I
so that
love the
might be
idea of
limited offer only for
yeah.
you know, that it might have
I,
run out
I
by the
need to
time
think
this
about
video is
it.
released, but
Yeah,
we'll let you know.
but yeah, it's a nice way for, like, I just want to get my stuff out there, and then I've made this little rule that any money made by it would go into more things, so the money doesn't come out of the products. So anything sold there gets turned into, yeah, the money for it stays within that little bubble,
Yeah,
and
that's
yeah,
nice.
which is the
That's nice.
nicest thing. Yeah.
That's really nice. So, what stuff are you working on right now? What was the last piece you worked on?
Can I, when
Are
will
you
this
allowed
go?
to tell us? Are you allowed to tell
Oh,
us?
well, yeah. There's a competition coming up from online um, people called Draw Me a Robot, and then
Okay.
I've watched their little feed and people talking, and then someone put in, oh, could it be this? And so then I went crazy, and the last 4 days I've just been drawing like oh, well, yeah,
Don't tell
like,
us. You don't have to
okay,
tell us.
yeah,
Don't tell us if you
I've
don't
been
want to. It's fine.
drawing these this thing,
Things. Yeah.
hoping that it's right and it's not just some random person's put this thing in.
Oh wow, that's going to be exciting though. That
Yeah.
must be really exciting. That's
So
awesome.
what is it? Tomorrow's the first day of their little. So they put up an image, and then you do your kind of draw this in your style or reimagine, and then
Yeah,
yeah. So the last couple of days I've been working on that. I kind of the skateboards. I had like 4 days of going wild, just making 100 skateboard designs, and
that's
so
awesome.
yeah, it's yeah. I'm just waiting for the next thing to to yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I've also got there's projects
Mm.
that are kind of still here. I'm just hearing, like, waiting to hear back from people. So there's
Awesome.
uh, a zombie book going on.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and yeah, there's just trying to keep busy and keep it all going. So that
That's awesome.
yeah 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 that's kind of, I don't really know where to go from it, because now I feel that I've said too much about what I've been
No,
doing.
no, 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 you're fine. You honestly, you haven't said anything that's too kind of revealing. You've yeah, you've kept us anticipating what's to come. So
Okay.
yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely know that. I mean, I don't even know that much, and you're fine. Yeah, it's all right. But no, I think it's great. I've really enjoyed this. Thank you so much
Well, thank
for
you.
coming on. I really do appreciate it, and we'll obviously have to keep up to date, and we can find out what you're doing on your Instagram. I know that
Yep.
you post regularly. You're on there. You're always interacting with people as well.
Yep.
So that's awesome. And yeah, we'll look forward to seeing kind of what happens with these
Yeah.
other projects, and
That is
hopefully try and get you back on in the future as well.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
for joining us. All
you.
of the links will be in the description, so we'll post all them below. And yeah, you'll probably see me wearing one of your t-shirts soon, because you know I did say that I
No.
wanted to go and get one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll probably pop along and get myself one of them. But thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you soon.